Seeing the aliens of unidentified origin coming straight at them, everyone was on guard. Only Vegeta had a disdainful look on his face, because he could sense that these aliens were too weak. This was indeed the case. Beep, beep, beep. In Lin Chen's scouter, the power level of the aliens were all around 1000 and were only trivial soldiers. However, when these people arrived in front of Vegeta, he saw them kneel down on the ground in unison and shout loudly, "Greetings, Prince Vegeta." "Ha!" Vegeta said. "Who are you? What do you want?" "We've been looking for you, Prince Vegeta." A somewhat familiar voice to Lin Chen sounded and a Saiyan walked out from behind these aliens. It was the Paragus of this world. "Are you a Saiyan?" Vegeta smiled coldly. "Yes. I am Paragus." Paragus got down on one knee in front of Vegeta. "Prince Vegeta, we are specially here to invite you to become king of the new planet Vegeta." New planet Vegeta? Vegeta was dazed for a moment. Paragus said, "Yes, this is a new planet established by me. As the prince knows, our planet Vegeta was destroyed by Frieza. Afterwards, I have always hoped to rebuild planet Vegeta, so that the strongest fighting race Saiyans' reputation can resound throughout the universe. It's just that I can't do it by myself. It can only be possible under your leadership." Humph. Vegeta listened to him, but he dismissed it and turned to leave. Saiyans' reputation has nothing to do with him. It was all in the past, he is not interested at don't. Seeing this, Paragus had no choice but to take out his second card, Prince Vegeta. "Even if you don't want to rebuild the Saiyan Empire, are you not interested in dealing with the legendary Super Saiyan?" "Legendary Super Saiyan?" Vegeta stopped. "Yes. Recently, a legendary Super Saiyan has appeared in the south area. He has shocking strength and has destroyed countless planets. Recently, several planets near the new planet Vegeta have been attacked by him. If this goes on, the established planet Vegeta may also be destroyed by him. Your Majesty, as the King of Saiyans, don't you want to punish this Saiyan who is causing chaos?" "Legendary Super Saiyan? Interesting." Vegeta turned around. "Okay, I can go and have a Dantike." Seeing Vegeta walking towards the spaceship, Trunks immediately stepped forward and said, "Dad, don't listen to him." "What legendary Super Saiyan? Aren't we already Super Saiyan?" "What?" Paragus froze for a moment. Whoosh! Trunks' aura suddenly erupted out and he immediately transformed into Super Saiyan. Lin Chen next to him took the opportunity to check Trunks' power level. Not long ago, Lin Chen had used the system to check their power level and knows that although they are both parallel universes, everyone's power level system seems to be similar. Even someone as strong as Vegeta's power level in normal state is only 1.5 million, which is about the same as Lin Chen. And this is the power level during Cell Saga. It can be seen that Lin Chen's original speculation on the power level is correct. Power level in the real Dragon Ball world is not as exaggerated as in the original work, people in the later stage often having several hundred million or trillions. With the improvement in strength, the increase of power level will become slower and slower. Just like the current Vegeta, he had the strength to kill second form Cell during the battle with androids, but his power level in normal state was only about 1.5 million. However, Lin Chen still couldn't be rest assured. He was afraid that a Super Saiyan's power level increase in this world is not the same as his world, and if that is the case, it would be bad. Fortunately, after seeing the power level of Trunks scanned by the system, Lin Chen was relieved. 22 million. Trunks' normal state power level is 1.1 million, and 22 million power level means that his power level increase after transforming into Super Saiyan is only 20 times, which is the same as Lin Chen's world. How is it? Dad and I can both transform into Super Saiyan. So the legendary Super Saiyan you're talking about, how terrifying it can be. Trunks said. Paragus looked at Trunks in shock, then at Vegeta, but he soon regained his composure. You are Prince Trunks who has King Vegeta's bloodline, right? Unfortunately, you are indeed very similar to a legendary Super Saiyan, but as far as I know, there is still a disparity between you and legendary Super Saiyan. What? Oh. Vegeta smiled and said, Paragus, what do you mean by that? Your Majesty Vegeta, that Super Saiyan who wreaked havoc in the south area seems to be a super soldier from Science Legends who only appears once in 1,000 years. He is the incarnation of destruction and only knows slaughter. I have heard the confessions of survivors who were attacked by him. There is still a difference between the appearance of that Saiyan and the prince's after transformation. The most important point is the aura of the legendary Super Saiyan. It's yellow-green. Not the golden aura like that of the prince. Interesting. Paragus, let's go to the new planet Vegeta now. I want to see what the hell is that legendary Super Saiyan that you are talking about. Having said that, Vegeta no longer hesitated and walked straight towards the spaceship. What legendary Super Saiyan, can he be stronger than Cell? The current him is already the Super Vegeta who is invincible in the universe, there is nothing that he is after TOF. Dad. Trunks wanted to persuade him again, but was blocked by Paragus, Your Royal Highness, why don't you also come with me? Trunks hesitated. At this moment, Lin Chen also stood up, Trunks, let's go have a look together. I'm also very interested in legendary Super Saiyan. Mr. Lin Chen. Lin Chen. Paragus was surprised, you are a Saiyan too? Yeah. Lin Chen crossed his arms, I'm a wandering Saiyan, I wonder if I'm welcome. Of course. The new Saiyan kingdom welcomes every homeless Saiyan. Paragus laughed. Just like that, Lin Chen also followed Vegeta to the spaceship. Worried about Vegeta, Trunks had no choice but to keep up. Along with them was Turtle Hermit, who in a drunken state was forced into the spaceship, and Son Gohan, Krillin and Oolong who were accidentally implicated by Turtle Hermit. New Planet Vegeta, located in the south area. Paragus' spaceship, using an unknown alien technology, only took 1 day to arrive at this place from Earth. On the spaceship, Paragus was acting like a bootlicker and flattering Vegeta. Turtle Hermit on the side couldn't help but say to Trunks, Trunks, this Paragus doesn't seem like a good person, you have to be careful. Trunks nodded. Meanwhile, Lin Chen was sitting in the corner as he extracted all kinds of information from the innocent and frank Gohan. Gohan, among Vegeta and your father Goku, who is stronger, Dante after Cell was eliminated, Uncle Vegeta always wanted to compete with Dad, but Dad wasn't free, so I don't know. Gohan frowned and thought while tilting his head before saying. Maybe my Dad is slightly stronger. Although Uncle Vegeta defeated Cell. So, Goku's power level should be higher than Vegeta? Lin Chen was starting to get worried. For now, Vegeta can at least transform into Super Saiyan 2nd grade. Judging from his current normal state's power level of 1.5 million, Vegeta's peak strength is probably stronger than Lin Chen's. And Goku may have reached full power Super Saiyan, in other words, his strength is even better than Vegeta. But even so, in the original storyline, they were still powerless in front of Broly. Can he deal with such a powerful enemy? Just as Lin Chen was feeling uncertain, the system's voice sounded again in his mind. Ding! Detecting the host's doubts, triggering the strongest choices. Choice 1, use a ploy and without causing any bloodshed, defeat Broly and Paragus without letting Broly transform into legendary Super Saiyan. Reward, power level plus 1 million. Choice 2, work with Goku and others to defeat Broly. Reward, power level plus 3 million. Choice 3, beat Broly alone. Reward power level plus 5 million. Tasks with just power level rewards. Needless to say, Lin Chen naturally chose the highest reward. System, I choose 3. Speaking of which, choice 1 is actually the easiest. Lin Chen actually knows the so-called solution without bloodshed. That was to control Paragus right away, grab the controller from him and finally make sure Goku doesn't meet Broly. As long as these three things are done, in a few days, a comet will hit the new planet Vegeta. Broly will not die, but he will be seriously injured, and the Paragus and his group will fall into hell together with the comet. Then, the mission would be easy to complete. As for Choice 2, it is similar to the original work's plot. At that time, Goku, the other four Super Saiyans and Piccolo were able to smoothly defeat Broly after a fierce battle. Now together with Lin Chen, the chance of winning should be a bit higher. However, whether it is Choice 1 or Choice 2, for Lin Chen, it is a cowardly choice. Lin Chen, as the king of Saiyans, who will challenge even gods in the future, if he backs down here, how will he have the courage to challenge gods in the future? Moreover, although he isn't Broly's match right now, Lin Chen has an ultimate card in his hand. Ding! The host has completed the selection, please complete the mission as soon as possible. Wait, system, I want to confirm. Defeating Broly by myself, does the tactic of several people fighting him by taking turns to tire him out counts? Or do I have to fight Broly by myself the whole time? Lin Chen has to confirm this clearly, otherwise when he is fighting and Goku suddenly intervenes and punches a few times, it wouldn't be good if he fails to complete the mission. Replying to the host, Broly has inexhaustible strength. As long as the host makes sure that no one helps when he starts fighting him and defeats him by himself. How many people Broly fought before will not affect the completion of the mission. Hearing this, Lin Chen felt relieved. Afterwards, the spaceship landed on new planet Vegeta. Looking around, he could see that there were still many things to be done on the planet, with high-rise buildings rising from the ruins. Many small green aliens were moving stones and building new high-rise buildings. But Lin Chen knew that it was actually a facade created by Paragus in order to deceive Vegeta. After getting off the spaceship, Paragus and the group arrived at a palace far away. There, a motley group of villains from all over the galaxy while shouting Vegeta's name, welcomed him. Lin Chen, who was in the crowd, saw this time's target, Broly of this world. Compared with Broly in his world, Broly in this world looks even weaker, with a fragile look and a listless expression on his face. But Lin Chen knew that it was all a disguise. Beneath Broly's calm exterior hides a tyrannical heart. Compared with the Broly in his world, the Broly in this world is purely evil without any kindness. Your Majesty Vegeta, he is my son Broly, I hope you can guide him as much as possible in the future. Paragus said with an ingratiating smile. Vegeta glanced at Broly, not paying much attention. Indeed, from Vegeta's point of view, Broly is not even as strong as Gohan. But Lin Chen with his system can see that Broly's normal state power level has actually reached 1.6 million, which is even higher than Lin Chen and Vegeta's. It's just that Broly was currently being suppressed by an energy suppression device in the shape of the headband on his head, so Vegeta didn't notice it and thinks Broly is just a weakling. Hello, I'm Broly. Broly greeted politely. Vegeta nodded in response and then continued to enter the palace. At this moment, a soldier suddenly reporting. Legendary Super Saiyan has appeared on planet Tadakama. What? Vegeta stopped and said immediately, let's go right away, I want to meet that legendary Super Saiyan. Broly, follow me. The two of them immediately walked out of the palace. Seeing this, Trunks wanted to persuade him, but was criticized by Vegeta. Don't come if you're afraid. Bringing along Broly, Vegeta walked out of the palace and just as they were about to head towards the spaceship, Broly, who passed by Lin Chen, suddenly stopped. Broly? Seeing his son not following Vegeta, Paragus asked, but saw Broly staring at Lin Chen, his expression gradually changing. Lin Chen noticed the reason for it. Broly seems to have sensed the legendary Super Saiyan bloodline in his body. Two people with the same bloodline could feel the existence of the same power in each other's body. Legendary Super Saiyan bloodline, as a special bloodline that only appears in 1,000 years, is actually the real royal bloodline of Saiyans. And there has only been one king ever. Broly, who has the bloodline of a king, was instinctively hostile to Lin Chen. But Lin Chen was not to be outdone, staring at him expressionlessly. The scene fell into silence for a while, and an indistinct aura kept colliding with each other. Lin Chen and Broly kept looking at each other just like this. As lightning seems to flash between their line of sight. Broly's countenance became more and more ugly, and there was even anger on his face. "Who are you?" Broly asked through gritted teeth. "My name is Lin Chen, you can also call me Lynx, I'm a Saiyan." Lin Chen said. Lynx? The similar power of their bloodline was attracting each other. Originally, because of the legendary Super Saiyan bloodline, it was extremely easy for Broly to lose control of his emotions. Now sensing the same bloodline as his fighting spirit immediately erupted out and he was about to lose control. Broly! Paragus noticed Broly's changes and rushed over in panic, a controller in his palm immediately lit up. Broly! Calm down! As Paragus moved, the headband on Broly's forehead lit up. After a while, Broly regained his composure and ran after Vegeta. When the spaceship lifted off, Trunks ran over immediately. "Mr. Lin Chen. That person just now seemed very dangerous." "Yes, I could feel an evil aura." Gohan also came over and said. "Vegeta, don't out with him, will it be okay?" Krillin looked up towards the spaceship that had already disappeared. "Don't worry, Vegeta should be fine," Lin Chen said. Judging from the situation just now, it seems that besides him, it's only Goku who whenever Broly sees, he seems to lose control. Speaking of which, I wonder what kind of resentment this kid has with Goku. He was just disturbed by Goku's crying when he was a child, and he hated him for the rest of his life. Lin Chen couldn't help but feel a little fortunate that when the system fused the legendary Super Saiyan bloodline to him, it discarded the side effects of the bloodline. Although it made his legendary Super Saiyan bloodline less powerful than the original version, at least he doesn't have to worry about easily losing his mind like Broly. After Vegeta and the others left, Krillin and Othodon proposed to go tour the planet. Lin Chen had nothing to do and followed them. On the new planet Vegeta, don't look at the prosperity near the palace, but as long as you fly out of the palace for a distance, you can see the dilapidated and abandoned cities. What happened here? Yeah, why would Saiyans country be established in such a place? Krillin and Gohan were baffled. Maybe Paragus didn't want to build a Saiyan country in the first place. Lin Chen said. What? Trunks' eyes widened. Look over there. Just then, Krillin suddenly pointed to a construction site far away from the abandoned city. What is that place? It seems to be a mine. No, that's an energy factory, right? It seems that energy is pumped up from the ground and transported to the palace. It is no wonder that there is only green on the other side of the planet. On the construction site, they could see many small enslaved aliens being watched by Paragus subordinates. Lin Chen, who was familiar with the plot of Dragon Ball, knows that these aliens were the aborigines of the nearby planet Shamo. They were caught by Paragus to build the new planet Vegeta. But in fact, everything here is just a hoax, from the name of the new planet Vegeta to the bustling palace, they are just there to make Vegeta stay on this planet for a few more days. Lin Chen raised his head to look at the sky. At the moment it was not visible to the naked eyes, but in fact, in outer space, there is a comet rapidly approaching the new planet Vegeta. In less than 2 days, the comet will hit the new planet Vegeta, and all the Saiyans will die under the comet. And that's the real purpose of Broly's father, Paragus. In fact, Paragus can directly let Broly kill Vegeta and others, but he is going to so much trouble because he is afraid of Broly's powers, fearing that during the battle, Broly will get out of control. It's a pity that Paragus miscalculated in the end, because he missed out one person and one thing, and that is Bardock's son, Kakarot, and his influence on Broly. Just when Lin Chen was recalling the plot, Gohan couldn't stand Shimoyan's treatment, and couldn't help but come to their rescue. A group of trash with only a few thousand power level were naturally not Gohan's opponent. Just then, Goku, who was tracking Broly's aura, happened to teleport over. Dad? Huh? Gohan? Krillin? Why are you here? Oh. Why is a Saiyan here? Goku glanced at Lin Chen in surprise. Dad, his name is Lin Chen. He is a Saiyan from another world. Gohan said. Ah. Another world? After listening to Gohan's explanation, Goku easily accepted Lin Chen. Hello, Lin Chen. I feel like you are very strong. If there is an opportunity, do you want to fight? Sure. Lin Chen smiled. Krillin and others on the side shook their heads. Sorry, Lin Chen. Whenever Goku sees an expert, he always wants to fight them. It's okay, I also quite want to compete with experts. Let's talk about it when there is an opportunity. Is Mr. Goku currently tracking the legendary Super Saiyan? Huh? How did you know? Goku wondered. Because we are also here to find the legendary Super Saiyan. Gohan explained what they were doing here. Listening to Gohan finish, Goku frowned. I also followed the legendary Super Saiyan's aura and came over here. Could that person be Paragus? Just as Goku's voice fell, Paragus' voice sounded nearby. You're here too, Kakarot. You are Paragus. When everyone turned around, they saw Paragus standing at the periphery of the construction site with a group of miscellaneous soldiers. It seems that he brought people over to take a look when he heard that someone was causing trouble. Paragus looked at the familiar face in front of him and smiled. Yes, how about having dinner together? Kakarot, you and your father Bardock look exactly the same. Okay. Goku has no resistance at all when it comes to eating. So, the group went to the palace to have an extravagant meal. During this time, Goku also told everyone that the aura he sensed was not of Paragus. Just when everyone was starting to wonder if legendary Super Saiyan was really another Saiyan they hadn't seen, Vegeta, who went out to look for the whereabouts of the legendary Super Saiyan, returned. Everyone who had eaten their fill hurriedly went to greet him and wanted to ask Vegeta if he found the whereabouts of the legendary Super Saiyan. Yo, Vegeta. Kakarot. Did you come here on purpose to die under my hands? You're still the same as before. I'm here to look for the legendary Super Saiyan. Then you came here in vain. Because once the legendary Super Saiyan is found, he'll be the one to kill him. You should just go back. After saying that, Vegeta left. Goku smiled and said, that guy Vegeta is trying to act cool again. But at this moment, Goku was suddenly dazed. He turned around and saw Broly who had followed Vegeta out of the spaceship. The destined enemies had finally met again. Kakarot. Broly recognized Goku the moment he saw him. In this world, Broly and Goku were born on the same day, and their incubators were placed together. At that time, Goku cried in fear because he sensed Broly's powerful aura. And as a result of his crying, Broly also got scared, leaving a huge shadow of Kakarot in his mind from then on. Now seeing Goku appear in front of him, Broly couldn't control his aura and it immediately erupted out. His aura was full of immense pressure, and those who sensed this aura at the scene immediately became alert. This key, you're the legendary Super Saiyan I've been tracking. Goku immediately recognized Broly's aura. He was entrusted by King Kai to investigate the legendary Super Saiyan, who has been wreaking havoc in the south area. And the residual aura he sensed on the recently destroyed planets was similar to Broly in front of him. Not good. Paragus was startled and immediately activated the controller, trying to calm Broly down. Vegeta hasn't gone far, and if he was alerted, his plan will be ruined. Broly. Calm down. Broly. Kakarot. The headband controller on Broly's forehead lit up and temporarily controlled Broly's increase of ki. However, what puzzled Paragus was that although Broly's ki wasn't rising anymore, it didn't come down either. What's going on? Damn it! Paragus muttered. During the day, when Broly saw Lin Chen, he almost went out of control once, although at that time he was soon brought under control by the controller. But I am afraid that the controller already reached its limit at that time. Damn it! How could this happen at this time? Paragus! What are you doing? Vegeta, who had already left, sensed Broly's aura and returned in a hurry. He looked at Broly, who was emitting a golden aura just like a Super Saiyan, and was a little surprised. Paragus, what's wrong with Broly? Vegeta, Broly is the legendary Super Saiyan we've been looking for. Goku exclaimed. What? No, King Vegeta, it isn't true. How could Broly be a Super Saiyan? He's just... Paragus was still trying to weasel his way out of the situation, but at this time, Trunks flew over. Dad, Mr. Goku is right, there is something wrong with this Paragus. He lied to you, everything on this planet is a lie. The cities over there are all ruins. Dad, this man is full of lies, you must be careful. I. Paragus was at a loss for words. Just then, he saw Broly's aura, which had been suppressed by him, suddenly began to rise again. Kakarot. Broly's power level, like a volcanic eruption, began to sharply rise. And his hair turned purplish red. Pseudo-Super Saiyan. Lin Chen, who has the same bloodline as Broly, immediately recognized Broly's current transformation. He didn't expect that Paragus' controller would begin to fail at this time. Because of Lin Chen's appearance, the plot seems to have undergone some unexpected changes. The decisive battle that was supposed to take place the next day seemed to be ahead of schedule. Bang! With a muffled sound, the controller in Paragus' hand suddenly exploded. Seeing this, he began to feel despair. Paragus, who wanted to cover it up, finally gave up. Duh. Damn it. Fine. Vegeta. You idiot, you are as stupid as your father. You were really lying to me. That's right. Paragus waved his hand, there's nothing worth mentioning on this trashy planet. What's more, this planet will soon be destroyed by a comet. My real purpose is the Earth where you live. I will use it as a base for my and Broly's empire to rule the entire universe. As long as you all are destroyed together with this planet by the comet, Broly and I will have nothing hindering our way. Even though there's a change of plan now, as long as you all die, the result will be the same. Go on, Broly. Not needing Paragus' instruction, Broly was already walking towards Goku with heavy steps. Kakarot. Kakarot. Without the suppression of the controller, Broly's aura kept soaring, and soon he transformed from pseudo-Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan form. Although the headband controller on his forehead was still working, Broly's hair was not blonde at the moment, rather blue-green, but the aura he erupted out with was undoubtedly of Super Saiyan. Lin Chen could even see that Broly's power level has reached 32 million. Far above his. However, this strength was not enough to contend against Vegeta, who had killed Cell. Legendary Super Saiyan. Ridiculous. Vegeta snorted coldly, and also transformed into Super Saiyan, his power level skyrocketing to 30 million. But Vegeta's transformation was not over, his aura was still rising. As if his aura had exploded, the incomparably powerful energy raised a fierce whirlwind, blowing on everyone's faces. Well. Let me see, what kind of strength does a legendary Super Saiyan have? Power level 52.5 million. Lin Chen, who was beside him, clenched his fists, and there was a trace of envy in his heart. Vegeta has now undoubtedly mastered Super Saiyan second grade transformation, whose power level amplification is 35 times. Although his normal state power level is not as good as Lin Chen's, Vegeta has surpassed Lin Chen by relying on transformation. No wonder Vegeta is still confident after seeing Broly transform. Broly! Your opponent is me! Vegeta shouted, then his figure flashed and arrived beside Broly, and swept a leg at his neck. However, Broly acted as if he didn't even feel it and continued to walk straight towards Goku. What? Vegeta was taken aback. I attacked using my full strength, how does he seem to be fine? That guy, what's going on? On the other side, Goku's expression was solemn, he is fine even after receiving Vegeta's attack. Since that's the case, bring it on. Kakarot. Im not Kakarot, im Goku. Kakarot. Seeing Broly completely ignoring him, Vegeta flew into the sky, raised his hand and sent an energy wave towards Broly, ignoring Goku's presence. Vegeta. Stop. Boom. The energy wave accurately hit Broly, causing the space to tremble, but the energy blast wave that spread out sent the crowd flying backwards. Hahaha, what legendary Super Saiyan. Only I am the legendary Super Saiyan. Vegeta laughed wildly, and was about to turn on Paragus, ready to deal with this guy who dared to fool him. Suddenly, his eyes froze and he turned to look at the center of the explosion. There, Broly was standing tall, his body completely unscathed. The attack from Vegeta just now created a deep pit in the ground. The spreading shock waves almost destroyed the nearby palace. Even Goku had to use instant transmission to temporarily escape into the distance. Lin Chen and the others, who were farther away, also escaped into the sky. However, Broly was completely unscathed even after receiving such a powerful attack head-on, his aura not weakening in the slightest. No, let alone weakening, Broly's aura was still improving. How is it possible? Sensing the astonishing power emanating from Broly, Vegeta's eyes widened. Dad! Be careful everyone! Sensing Broly's changes, Goku also loudly reminded everyone. Lin Chen's face couldn't help but break out into cold sweat. In his eyes, Broly's power level started to rise again. 55.5 million. 60 million. 65 million. 70 million. As Broly's power level intensified, the sky shook and the ground trembled. Suddenly, Broly's face revealed pain. Roar. PFFF PFFF. Don't know when, numerous lightning bolts suddenly flashed in the sky. These lightning bolts pierced through the atmosphere and exploded in mid-air, and then shattered into countless lightning, falling vertically from the sky and hitting the ground. Rumble. Many of Paragus' minions who had rushed over when they heard the news were hit by these lightning bolts and then evaporated instantly. Be careful. Goku shouted loudly while blocking the lightning for Gohan and the others. Lin Chen waved his hand, and dispersed the lightning. Goku glanced at Lin Chen, the aura that suddenly erupted out from Lin Chen catching his attention. But soon, everyone's eyes were attracted towards Broly. At this time, the golden aura on Broly's body had changed from the golden color to yellow-green. Vegeta thought of the words Paragus said when they first met. Legendary Super Saiyan's aura is yellow-green. This guy is clearly a Super Saiyan. Could his transformation be different? It was just as Vegeta predicted. Kakarot, Kakarot. Broly suddenly roared like a beast, and the muscles all over his body suddenly expanded. A brutal and tyrannical aura swept out with him as center. The next moment, Broly's pupils slowly lost their luster. And the yellow-green energy suddenly erupted out. Soon, everyone present on the scene felt a terrifying aura, a chill running down their body. Ha ha ha. You are all dead. No one can save you. Now Broly cannot be restrained at all. He will not give up until he destroys the entire universe. Seeing Broly complete his final transformation and finally become legendary Super Saiyan, Paragus shouted in despair. Broly's long hair were fluttering, and his pupilless eyes revealed a bloodthirsty light. His body had become extremely tall and burly, just like a demon god. Legendary Super Saiyan. Under Broly's aura, Vegeta's Super Saiyan state was involuntarily cancelled and he fell to the ground, his legs softening. He knelt down on the ground while gasping for breath. What's going on? Vegeta, can you feel it? Paragus climbed out of a crater and smiled cruelly. It seems that your pure Saiyan bloodline has already felt it. Legendary Super Saiyan, this is the bloodline of the true Saiyan royal family. In front of him, Saiyans will involuntarily suffer suppression. 2. Vegeta wanted to resist, but found that he couldn't do it. An unprecedented fear appeared in his heart. This kind of fear and despair, which Vegeta had only experienced when facing Frieza, unexpectedly once again appeared today. We will die. It's not just Vegeta who thought this. The same was true for Goku and Lin Chen, both of whom were also pure-blood Saiyans, and could also feel this bloodline suppression. So, is this the real legendary Super Saiyan? Lin Chen gritted his teeth and barely supported his body. He didn't expect Broly to be so strong. Broly's power level has already reached 80 million. The strength multiplier of legendary Super Saiyan's form is actually 50 times. Instead of a 20-fold increase of a normal Super Saiyan form of this world. Could he really defeat such an opponent by himself? Lin Chen couldn't help but smile bitterly. Kakarot. Broly stared at the face that he abhors with a vicious smile on his face. I'm going to tear you into pieces. As soon as he finished speaking, Broly stamped his feet, causing the ground to sunk as he charged at Goku. Dad! Gohan yelled and wanted to help Goku, but was blocked by Goku. Quickly flee, Gohan. Even the combative Goku, because of the influence of the bloodline, sensed the gap between himself and Broly, and had no fighting will for a while, so he could only run away while holding Gohan in his arms. Broly chased after them. Seeing this, Trunks called out to Lin Chen and chased after them. Mr. Lin Chen, please take Mr. Krillin and the others to hide. Lin Chen nodded, and pulled Krillin and the others away in the opposite direction to Broly. According to his original plan, Lin Chen would not intervene in the fight at the beginning, and only when Goku and the others were defeated would Lin Chen take action. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to complete the task of Choice 3. However, can he really defeat Broly by himself? In the distance, Goku and Gohan kept evading Broly's pursuit as yellowish-green energy balls kept dropping behind them, causing the ground to explode. Several times, Goku and Gohan were almost caught, but fortunately, he had instant transmission skill, and escaped every time at critical moments. However, after chasing for a while, Broly suddenly stopped. With a wicked smile, he suddenly condensed a yellowish-green energy ball in his hand, and then threw it towards the nearby construction site. Along with a yellowish-green flash, countless screams sounded. The lives of Kuden TSS Shimoyan slaves sleeping in the construction site disappeared amidst a flash. Ha ha ha. Kakarot, if you don't fight, I will destroy this planet. Bastard. I won't let you have your way. Goku's eyes were about to split open in anger. He landed on the ground, then growled and transformed into Super Saiyan. On the side, Gohan and Trunks also landed on the ground before transforming into Super Saiyan one after another. Facing the astonishing aura emanating from the three Super Saiyans, Broly just burst into cruel laughter and valiantly rushed forward. Rumble. A blast swept out in an instant. Boom, boom, boom. When Lin Chen brought Krillin and the others away, exploding sounds like thunder rumbling kept resounding through the sky in the distance. Mr. Lin Chen, Goku and the others will be fine, right? Krillin didn't carrying Turtle Hermit as he asked. I don't know, that Broly is quite terrifying. Lin Chen said. Then why don't you go help? You are a Saiyan too, right? Said Oolong, who was carried by Lin Chen. I will go, but before that, you should get on the spaceship and leave first. Because this planet is about to be destroyed. When Lin Chen told Krillin and others the news that a comet was approaching, they turned pale with fright. What? What about Goku and the others? Idiot, doesn't Goku have instant transmission? You should be worried about yourself, hurry up and escape. As soon as they landed, they quickly ran towards Paragus' spaceship. Just at this time, Lin Chen saw Paragus, who was also fleeing towards the spaceship. You all go first, he'll stop that Saiyan. Lin Chen's body flashed and he arrived in front of Paragus. Seeing Lin Chen, Paragus stopped immediately. If you want to escape with me, follow me. Otherwise, get out of the way. Aren't you going to stay with your son? Lin Chen said. Humph. Broly is now no longer under my control and would only get in my way. Lin Chen heaved a sigh and shook his head. Paragus, you in this world are really forced too much by reality, let me free you. What? Paragus was stunned for a moment, but immediately realized the meaning behind Lin Chen's words. He immediately unleashed his aura and was about to make his move on Lin Chen, but a hand set against his chest. Paragus, you pitiful man. I feel sorry about what happened to you in this life. But don't worry, you in the other world are doing well. What are you saying? Shio. A sparkling bright white-blue light beam penetrated through Paragus' heart. He has been suffering all his life. The man who became selfish and extreme because of external factors died under the hands of Lin Chen. In fact, it was a lucky thing for Paragus to die under the hands of Lin Chen. Because if it wasn't for Lin Chen intervention, Paragus' ending would have been to get squeezed to death by his own son Broly in the spaceship, and then thrown towards the comet to die. Seeing that Paragus died at the hands of Lin Chen, Krillin and the others didn't speak, but they didn't have the slightest sympathy for him. After all, if it wasn't for Paragus' manipulation, so many people in the south area would not have died at Broly's hands. This guy's hands are covered in the blood of people no less than Frieza. Returning to Krillin and others' side, Lin Chen rushed into the spaceship and killed all of Paragus' subordinates, and then walked out and said to Krillin, Mr. Krillin, he'll leave this ship to you, leave as soon as possible, he'll go over and take a look at Mr. Goku's side. Okay. Krillin nodded, then his eyes suddenly narrowed, looking towards the direction where Goku and the others were fighting. Over there, the aura of Goku and others was rapidly weakening. Oh no! Goku and the others seemed to be in trouble. Krillin turned around and said to Lin Chen, Mr. Lin Chen, please, can you help them? I'm just an earthling and not capable of taking part in this kind of battle. I understand, leave it to me. Lin Chen nodded and took his leave, then he flew towards the battlefield. On the way, Lin Chen sensed Goku and others' aura getting weaker and weaker, appearing on the verge of death. But just when Lin Chen was about to speed up, another unfamiliar aura suddenly broke into the scene. This key, is it Piccolo? Sure enough, when Lin Chen arrived at the abandoned city that had become the battlefield, he saw Piccolo feeding Goku and the other Senzu beans. After being revived, the 4Z warriors surrounded Broly. At this time, Lin Chen also entered the scene. Broly glanced at him and smiled disdainfully, it doesn't matter how many people come, in my eyes, you are all trash. Saiyan. Goku, who is he? Piccolo asked. He's Lin Chen, a daring Saiyan. Goku said, and then asked, Mr. Lin Chen, can you help us? This guy is very powerful. Sorry, I don't like working with people. If you all lose, I will then take action. Because of the selection mission, Lin Chen could only answer like this. Hearing this, Goku felt a little regretful, but Piccolo didn't know how powerful Lin Chen was, so he didn't care. After all, what they are facing right now is a monster they have never encountered before. If Lin Chen's strength is not good, it will only be trouble if he comes over to help. Goku. Don't talk nonsense, the don't of us will go together. Piccolo yelled. Okay. Haha, if you die obediently, there won't be too much pain, why don't you understand it? Legendary Super Saiyan bloodline will gradually cause people to lose their rationality as their energy continues to rise. But because Broly's energy has been suppressed by Paragus in the past, at this moment, he hadn't completely lost his mind yet. Although the violent Broly has an indomitable spirit and is fearless, the rational Broly is actually even more despairing. After relying on senzu beans to recover their strength, Goku and others started attacking him together again. The three Super Saiyans' power level was above 20 million, and Piccolo, which should have merged with Kami, also has a power level of around 30 million. However, the four-person siege failed to even injure Broly. What's even more despairing is Broly's seemingly endless physical strength. Super Saiyan transformation is actually a transformation that can only fight for a short time. The higher the level of transformation, the stronger the burden on the body. So Super Saiyans are not suitable for protracted battles. However, Broly's legendary Super Saiyan form doesn't seem to have this problem at all. From the beginning of the battle until now, Goku and the others have eaten one senzu bean, and was supported by the addition of Piccolo and the freshly joined Vegeta, who had finally recovered his fighting spirit with great difficulty and regained his strength. But 4 Super Saiyans, plus a Super Namekian, couldn't weaken Broly's aura by even a little bit. Bang! Uff! With a muffled groan, Vegeta was pressed into a boulder by Broly's palm. A hole that seemed to have appeared after being struck by a huge meteorite appeared on the surface of the boulder, and numerous wide cracks spread out, gradually covering the entire boulder. Vegeta was pressed into the center of the hole with his head grabbed by Broly and was fiercely smashed a few times. He lost consciousness and his Super Saiyan state was cancelled. The collapse of Vegeta also meant the conclusion of the battle. Except for Lin Chen, who was watching the battle, there was no one else standing. Is this it? Humph. Trash is trash after all. Broly released his hand, letting Vegeta fall to the ground, and then he let out a loud roar as if to show off his strength. Amidst his loud roar, Broly's whole body made a pop sound and a golden aura erupted out, lightened raging golden flame don't flamboyant. But at this moment, a figure suddenly appeared in front of Broly. Broly, don't celebrate too soon, don't forget, there's still me. The person who appeared in front of Broly was Lin Chen. However, when Broly saw that it was him, his face showed a trace of disdain. Where did this trash come from? Lin Chen didn't say anything, instead he replied by directly transforming into Super Saiyan. When his surging aura emerged, Goku and the others, who were no longer able to fight, raised their heads. Lin Chen. So he can also transform into Super Saiyan? Goku said in surprise. Mr. Lin Demar. Lin Chen hope again ignited in Trunks' heart. This idiot, why didn't you help just now? Piccolo looked angry. As for Vegeta, he raised his head with difficulty and glanced over before closing his eyes helplessly. It's useless, we're all going to die. Broly didn't panic when he saw Lin Chen's transformation and just revealed a cruel smile and pointed his finger at him. Even if you transform, trash is trash in the end. Whether I'm trash or not, you'll know soon. Lin Chen's body disappeared, and the next moment, he instantly appeared beside Broly. With a powerful sweep of his leg, Lin Chen shot his foot towards Broly's chest. The violent force caused a shock wave and the sound of air breaking, which was terrifying. But facing the kick, Broly didn't even put on a defensive posture and received Lin Chen's attack on his chest. Is this your full strength? Broly smiled crazily. Lin Chen's expression changed, he rotated 180 and kept punching Broly. He used his full strength with every punch. If these punches struck a planet, it might even shatter the core under the planet's mantle. As his fist struck Broly, it made a loud sound of bang, and every time it made a sound, it caused a vibration in the air. Are you finished attacking? Suddenly, Broly let out a disdainful sound. Lin Chen's expression changed drastically, he immediately stopped attacking and quickly retreated. Almost at the same time, a green energy ball suddenly condensed on Broly's palm. Eraser cannon. With a wave of Broly's palm, the green energy ball furiously shot towards Lin Chen. The green energy ball also has tracing properties. Even if Lin Chen wanted to jump into the sky and try to escape, it was too late, so he could only put his arms in front of him and block it. Boom! An explosion sounded, and smoke enveloped the surroundings. Humph, are you dead yet? Ha! Broly was stunned for a moment as he saw a green light shine in the smoke. Eraser cannon. A green energy ball almost identical to the one Broly used just now flew out of the smoke and slammed into Broly. But unlike Lin Chen, Broly just waved his hand and sent the energy ball flying, which soon afterwards exploded above his head. Your technique is not difficult to learn. Lin Chen appeared from the smoke and smiled at Broly. He, ha ha ha, what about this technique? Broly suddenly burst into laughter, then light flickered in his hand and he suddenly tossed another green energy ball, the small energy ball arriving quickly. Lin Chen knew that he couldn't dodge this type of attack, so he raised his arms again and prepared to block it. But at this moment, the system's voice suddenly sounded in his mind. Ding! Activating beginner martial arts talent, you have learned the technique Blaster Meteor. Blaster Meteor? Oh no! Lin Chen immediately released his defense and folded his hands together. At the same time, the small energy ball in the distance suddenly became larger, its diameter expanding to an area of tens of meters. If the energy from this attack landed on the ground, I am afraid it will directly destroy the planet. Just before Lin Chen was about to be swallowed by the energy ball, his body suddenly flashed, and when he reappeared, he was already behind Broly. Kamehameha. The azure blue light pierced through the air and terrifying energy surged out, directly engulfing Broly's body. What? He also knows Kamehameha. Isn't that Goku's instant transmission? That's Saiyan, who is he? Seeing the techniques used by Lin Chen, Goku and the others were all surprised. They were already surprised at Lin Chen's ability to transform into Super Saiyan, but they didn't expect that he could also use Goku's techniques. No wonder he wanted to fight by himself, Mr. Lin Chen is so strong. Trunks said a little excitedly. But Vegeta gritted his teeth and said, it's no use. He is still too weak. Vegeta's words were not wrong. After receiving Lin Chen's instant Kamehameha, Broly suddenly turned around amidst the energy wave and smiled evilly at Lin Chen. What are you doing? As soon as the words left his mouth, Broly rushed towards Lin Chen's Kamehameha as if he was wading across a river. What? Bang! Broly punched Lin Chen in the face. The domineering punch turned into a transparent shock wave, which sent Lin Chen flying like a cannonball, who then crashed into a tall building with a bang. Rumble, the tall building couldn't withstand it and collapsed with a loud rumble. Amidst the smoke and dust from the collapse, Lin Chen flew out while panting heavily, and with a grunt, swallowed the residue of senzu bean in his mouth. The punch just now, if it wasn't for the senzu bean, perhaps he would have become powerless just like Goku and the others. Ha ha ha, it seems that you are a little more durable than them. Then, let's have fun for a while. With a whoosh, Broly rushed towards Lin Chen and Lin Chen also roused his aura. Two dazzling flashes streaked through the sky that gradually began to brighten, and then collided, causing a violent explosion. Bang! 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 From time to time, a strong rumble erupted out in the sky. It was naturally the fists of two people colliding with force. Under the collision of these two astonishing powers, the new planet Vegeta could not help shake violently. The rioting energies caused earthquakes all over the planet, and mountains and rivers collapsed. Not far away, Goku and others who had regrouped together watched Lin Chen, who was facing off against Broly alone and could only stare with wide eyes. Their injuries had been too serious, they may have recovered some ki with great difficulty, but they were still far from regaining their full strength. It isn't good, although Lin Chen is very strong, he is not Broly's match either. Although they were so far apart, the people present were no ordinary. Even if they couldn't see the fight in the distance, they know the fight's progress using ki sense. In front of Broly, Lin Chen's ki was constantly weakening, but Broly's ki, let alone weakening, was instead still rising. It is clear who will win this battle in the end. Piccolo, do you still have senzu beans? Well, also go and help. Goku said. Piccolo shook his head. I had only those senzu beans just now, there are no more. At this time, Gohan discovered something unusual. Dad, why is Mr. Lin Chen's aura fluctuating? It would get weaker before suddenly getting stronger. It's so strange. When the others heard this, they all looked into the distance and discovered that it was just as Gohan said. Currently fighting with Broly, Lin Chen's aura would suddenly drop to the bottom from time to time, but in the blink of an eye, his aura would suddenly rise again. It's senzu beans. That Saiyan has senzu beans. Namekians have superhuman eyesight and hearing, so Piccolo, who was watching the fight, was the first one to discover Lin Chen's secret. Previously, the 5 of them together were not Broly's match, so Lin Chen alone naturally couldn't have lasted that long. Fortunately, for this battle, Lin Chen specially brought many senzu beans from Korin of his world just in case. Don't look at the fact that there are not many senzu beans in the original work, but in fact, there are at least a dozen jars of senzu beans in Korin Tower. The reason why the number of senzu beans in Korin Tower wasn't much in future was because of Yajirobe, a freeloader who used to eat senzu beans as food, causing the number of senzu beans to decrease greatly. Currently in Lin Chen's world, Yajirobe has not yet arrived at Korin Tower, and because Korin has reached a cooperation with Lin Chen to expand the planting of senzu beans, Lin Chen alone has prepared at least several hundred senzu beans. Lin Chen also has senzu beans. Why didn't he give us some? Goku asked in confusion. Gohan thought for a while and said, Dad, could it be that Mr. Lin Chen wants to use senzu beans to improve his power level? Increasing power level? I forgot there was such a way. Saiyan's power level will greatly improve every time they revive from near death. Goku and Vegeta have relied on this trait to rapidly improve their strength several times in the past. But Vegeta said with disdain, stupid. That's just for ordinary Saiyan, our bodies have already gone through too much tempering, this method can't improve our strength by much. If Lin Chen was here, he would have given Vegeta a thumbs up. From the beginning of the battle until now, he has been nearly killed by Broly several times, and he has eaten dozens of senzu beans, but the increase in power level is almost negligible. Even after the amplification of Super Saiyan's power level, it was only a few 100,000 and can be disregarded. However, Lin Chen only learned about this today. After all, in his world, Lin Chen has never been so close to death since he merged with the legendary Super Saiyan bloodline. Whoosh, a beam of light suddenly streaked across the horizon, creating a huge chasm of 100 meters in width. Then shortly afterwards, an energy ball expanded before exploding with a loud rumble, creating a crater with a diameter of 1 kilometer. The huge energy light ball froze for a long time before slowly dissipating. But just as the ball of light began to dissipate, Broly heard a voice. Kamehameha. The next moment, Lin Chen suddenly appeared in front of Broly once again, and pushed the shock wave with both of his hands. The thick beam of light engulfed Broly. But when the beam of light dissipated, Broly tilted his head and looked at Lin Chen with a sneer, didn't I say it's useless? Death beam. Lin Chen put 2 of his fingers together and began to use Frieza's unique skill. Golden energy beams intertwined together, forming a large airtight net, which created an inescapable net around Broly. Each energy ray contains terrifying power, and if one is slightly careless, it will penetrate the body. But when these rays struck Broly, forget about penetrating the body, they couldn't even break open his skin. Before the beams struck Broly, they were blocked by a golden-green energy barrier. Energy barrier? Lin Chen's pupils suddenly contracted, and his mouth formed a grimace. What about this technique? Planet-destroying ball. What? In the distance, Goku and the others were shocked and they saw Lin Chen raise his finger and a purple energy ball condensed above it. Whose technique was it? Everyone present wasn't unfamiliar. How does he know Frieza's technique? Never mind this. Gohan, Piccolo, Vegeta, Trunks. Grab me. Frieza's planet-destroying ball, as the name suggests, can easily destroy a planet. Now it's too late to look for a spaceship. Goku had no choice but to grab everyone and then use instant transmission to leave. Don't touch me, Kakarot. I will not accept your help. Vegeta reached out and slapped Goku away. Dad! Vegeta! As the scene was in chaos, Lin Chen finally threw the planet-destroying ball towards Broly. Lin Chen didn't show any mercy this time. Anyway, even if the planet was destroyed, he could still survive in space. As for Goku and the others, he just has to find planet Namekians Dragon Balls in this universe to resurrect them. In short, facing a powerful enemy like Broly, there must be no hesitation. Seeing the planet-destroying ball thrown by Lin Chen, Broly smiled cruelly and even wanted to reach out his hand and slap it away. Boom! But when Broly touched the planet-destroying ball, his expression changed. Frieza's planet-destroying ball is a technique in which one has to focus all their energy on one point. So this move contains almost all of Lin Chen's power, and even Broly, who was caught off guard, couldn't resist it for a moment. Planet-destroying ball, which can destroy a planet, pressed down on him. Under this astonishing power, Broly was sent flying backwards like an arrow being shot from the bowstring and fell towards the ground. Rumble. Broly was easily pressed into the ground, then the power pressing down on him didn't weaken, burying him all the way. Broly, who was buried upside down, finally revealed an unprecedented angry look on his face. He has never suffered such a big loss before this. Bastard! Suddenly, Broly's falling figure stopped abruptly. Immediately afterwards, he pushed his palms forward and pushed the planet-destroying ball into the sky. Whoosh! Planet-destroying ball was like a rocket rising into the sky. It drilled out of the ground and then continued upward all the way without losing any strength before finally drilling out of the atmosphere. After a while, above the highest point in the sky, an additional sun seemed to suddenly appear, the dazzling light stinging everyone's eyes, after which a deafening sound swept out in all directions, almost causing people to go deaf. After a long while, the smoke cleared and the storm ceased. Lin Chen looked towards the ground and his pupils shrank, his forehead unconsciously breaking out into cold sweat. He saw Broly slowly fly out of the hole, gasping for breath. There were still no wounds on his body, and even his aura hadn't weakened at all, and it seems to be even a little higher than before. His power level was more than 5 million compared to the beginning. Such bad luck. It seems I have been too conceited this time. At this moment, Lin Chen couldn't help but regret his previous choice. Knowing that legendary Super Saiyan is so unfathomable, he should have selected an easy mission when choosing the mission. Have I shot myself in the foot? Lin Chen couldn't help but smile bitterly. Just when Lin Chen was falling into despair, Broly, whose whole body was exuding a yellow-green aura, floated down and arrived in front of Lin Chen. He looked at Lin Chen with a cold light flashing in his eyes, and a low roar came from his throat. My ki is rising. It's about to explode. Roar. Kill. Kill kill. Suddenly, Broly froze before he clenched his fists and roared loudly. With Broly as the center, a lot of energy began to gather, forming energy balls full of ultra-high energy, completely surrounding Broly. After a few seconds. Shio, shio, shio. A large number of green energy balls shot out of Broly's body, and for a while, violent explosions occurred everywhere, and even Goku and others who were watching the battle from a distance got caught up in it. Fortunately, Goku used instant transmission in time and brought everyone to a safe area. But other places on the planet were not so lucky. Those miscellaneous soldiers who had successfully escaped before, and Shamoyan slaves who had not boarded the spaceship, were all swallowed by green energy balls. Lin Chen, who was closest to Broly, was bombarded by a concentrated hail of bullets. He had already consumed most of his physical strength in his previous move. Under this concentrated bombardment, his defense was completely broken through and he sank into the ground. He couldn't even keep his Super Saiyan's form, and his hair turned black. Damn it. Lin Chen immediately used his remaining strength to take out a senzu bean from the system space, and was about to put it in his mouth when he saw Broly suddenly appear above his head. You're relying on that bean to recover your strength, right? The corners of Broly's mouth twitched, and he quickly swooped down. Boom! His legs stomped heavily on Lin Chen's wrist holding the senzu bean. Ha! The bones of Lin Chen's right hand were instantly crushed. Broly sneered, jumped up, and once again heavily stomped. This time, he stepped directly on Lin Chen's stomach. Pfff. A mouthful of blood spurted out. Damn it! The unprecedented pain caused Lin Chen to become extremely furious. How come I am not there yet? I have already reached this point, why can't I still transform into legendary Super Saiyan? Danger is opportunity. Lin Chen decided to take on Broly by himself, it was definitely not to kill himself. His last reliance is the legendary Super Saiyan bloodline flowing in his body. Legendary Super Saiyan bloodline, in addition to allowing him to transform into legendary Super Saiyan form and continuously increase his power level with age, it also has a very special ability. That is, a legendary Super Saiyan gets stronger when they encounter strong people. Lin Chen's thinking was to force himself to awaken to transform into the legendary Super Saiyan by challenging Broly. However, it now seems that Lin Chen's hopes are going to be dashed. Even after repeated serious injuries, he could not transform into legendary Super Saiyan. Boom! Another heavy stomp and the ground behind Lin Chen was almost unable to withstand it. The bones throughout Lin Chen's body completely shattered, and his aura couldn't be sensed at all. But at this moment, Lin Chen suddenly felt that the hundreds of millions of cells in his body began to vibrate wildly without any reason and golden energy spread throughout his body. It was absorbed and used by countless cells before it erupted out again. Not good, Lin Chen is going to die. Everyone, provide me your key. Give me the power to defeat Broly. Seeing that Lin Chen appeared to be unable to hold on, Goku stood up with difficulty and prepared to give it one last shot. But at this moment, an astonishing aura suddenly erupted out on the ground. This key Goku was taken aback. How is it possible? Piccolo was shocked. Mr. Lin Chen. But how? Trunks was puzzled. Vegeta, on the other hand, trembled and gritted his teeth in anger. How is it possible? Legendary Super Saiyan, isn't it something that only appears once in 1,000 years? How is that guy? In the distance, lightning flashed and thunder rolled. Lin Chen, who should have been smashed to pieces, was actually floating in place while exuding an astonishing yellow-green aura. Lin Chen's appearance had completely changed. Now, he is almost the same height as Broly, which is more than 2 meters tall. He had robust muscles, which were not inferior to Broly. The only difference from Broly is that Lin Chen's pupils were still dark green and revealed calmness. Yes, Lin Chen at this moment has finally transformed into legendary Super Saiyan form. So that's how it is if one wants to transform into legendary Super Saiyan, they also need the guidance of anger. Lin Chen watched as his entire body brimmed with power, and finally realized in vain. No wonder he has been unable to break through. Because at that time, his journey was smooth sailing and even when facing Frieza, he was easily able to kill him in seconds. Being like that, there was no way for him to get angry at anything. However, legendary Super Saiyan transformation, like the ordinary Super Saiyan transformation, requires extreme anger as a fuse. Just now, the despairing Lin Chen's anger towards himself finally made him achieve his transformation. After successfully transforming into legendary Super Saiyan form, Lin Chen's aura underwent earth-shaking changes compared to before. Legendary Super Saiyan form not only healed Lin Chen's injuries, but also made his power level soar from the normal state 1.6 million to 80 million, a 50-fold increase, almost the same as Broly. And unlike Broly, who is starting to lose his rationality at the moment, even if he transforms into legendary Super Saiyan, Lin Chen could still control his emotions. He will not become a pure killing machine like Broly. Feeling the powerful energy in his body, Lin Chen smiled. His eyes swept towards Broly, and he hooked his fingers at him. Roar! Kill! Suddenly, Broly roared and his expression became crazy. He moved like lightning, instantly appearing in front of Lin Chen, and his fist struck towards Lin Chen's face. Bang! Broly's fist had only flown halfway before it was caught by another fist. Lin Chen grabbed Broly's hand and said with a smile, "How does it feel to be suppressed in terms of strength? You beat me so many times just now, now it's my turn." Boom! Like shattering earth, he punched and Broly spurted out an unknown liquid from his mouth as he bent down in pain. Broly, whose expression wouldn't change no matter what attack he faced before, actually showed pain on his face under Lin Chen's punch. Boom! Lin Chen's iron fist was like a tempest, hitting Broly continuously, knocking him from the sky to the ground, from the ground to the sky. Broly seems to have lost his ability to react, and like a punching bag, he allowed Lin Chen to beat him up without putting up any resistance. And for the first time, Broly's aura also began to weaken. Bang, bang, bang. Lin Chen and Broly, the two legendary Super Saiyans, were fighting fiercely. Fist against fist, leg against leg. But this time, Broly didn't have the overwhelming advantage that he previously had against Goku and others. Instead, he was pressed down and beaten up by Lin Chen. In terms of power level, Broly is actually above Lin Chen, but the current situation is that Broly was punched and kicked by Lin Chen, constantly being attacked from all angles, and even Broly's neck was twisted and lengthened, looking like he was about to lose. Lin Chen has been trained by Mr. Popo in the hyperbolic time chamber, and it finally played a role in the situation where the strength of both sides is equal. At the same time, the new planet Vegeta seems to be on the verge of destruction because of the battle between the two. The rioting energy caused the rocks under their feet to float after getting free from the shackles of gravity, and the mountains and rivers were collapsing with a loud rumble. Not far away, Goku and the others could only watch helplessly. Even Goku had no choice but to admit that the battle in Titanic is now beyond their abilities. Even if he gathers everyone's ki and goes up, he may not be able to help. Really, we don't have a chance to help in a fight of this level. Goku scratched his head helplessly. I didn't expect that Mr. Lin Chen would be so strong. I should have had a fight with him earlier if I knew that. Gohan said, Dad, I can no longer see their movements. Damn it. Vegeta looked unwilling. Since defeating Cell, he always thought that he had surpassed Goku and became the strongest Saiyan, but this time he encountered two powerful Saiyans who made him despair. This is a shame for Vegeta, who has always been proud of being Prince of Saiyans. Ah! Just when Lin Chen had Broly pressed down as he kept beating him up, Broly suddenly curled up, and then suddenly stretched out. A yellow-green radiance suddenly completely protected Broly's body inside. Lin Chen's fist was blocked by this radiance, as if it had struck a wall. It made a thumping sound. Ding! Beginner martial arts talent activating, learning technique energy shield. Hearing the system prompt ringing in his ear, Lin Chen temporarily stopped attacking and took a break. Broly, didn't you consider yourself to be invincible? Then why are you only defending and not counterattacking? Hearing Lin Chen's words, Broly suddenly roared. The muscles all over his body trembled with the roar, and the aura on his body became majestic wave after wave. Broly's ki has risen again. Monster. Are all legendary Super Saiyan monsters? The roar stopped, Broly grinned and looked at Lin Chen while laughing wildly. At this time, he had no signs of sanity left at all. Due to the non-stop battle, Broly's sanity finally disappeared, and the current him has completely turned into a beast who can only fight. Ha! Broly, whose mind was controlled by insanity, rushed over recklessly. Lin Chen didn't dare to lower his guard, and used all the insights about Ki he had learned from Mr. Popo. Broly, whose strength had improved once again, had widened the gap between him and Lin Chen. When the strength disparity reaches a certain level, the skills began to slowly lose their effectiveness. Although Lin Chen still has the upper hand, Broly could already put out an effective counterattack against him. Bang! Lin Chen's fist struck Broly again, although Broly's face still revealed pain, but this time, before Lin Chen could retract his fist, Broly grabbed his arms with one hand. The next moment, a yellow-green energy ball appeared on Broly's other hand. Then, he directly pressed the energy ball on Lin Chen's chest, and pushed it before detonating it. Broly roared again as if seeing a successful attack, but this time, his roar didn't last for a few seconds before it stopped in shock. The smoke dissipated, and Lin Chen was standing in front of him, completely intact, with a yellow-green energy shield also appearing in front of him. Under the energy shield, Lin Chen was gasping for breath. After transforming into legendary Super Saiyan, just like Broly, he has almost inexhaustible energy. However, although his energy is inexhaustible, he would still feel tired. Lin Chen looked at Broly in front of him and felt that it was time to change his strategy. A monster like legendary Super Saiyan is impossible to defeat with ordinary methods. My and Broly's strength is too close, so I can't decide the outcome of the fight if I keep fighting like this. Just then, Lin Chen's eyes glanced at Broly's back. I wonder when did the sun of the new planet Vegeta rose. At this time, in the blue sky, a huge white air mass has already occupied most of the sky. It's the comet. In Paragus' original plan, he was to use the comet to kill Vegeta and the time when the comet would hit the new planet Vegeta is today. Unknowingly, the battle between Lin Chen and Broly had already lasted all night, and the huge comet was not far from the new planet Vegeta. Got it. Just when Lin Chen came up with the idea, he saw an astonishing number of energy balls surging with aura, struck his body like tsunami. All of these energy balls struck Lin Chen's energy shield and kept exploding. Amidst the smoke and dust, Lin Chen suddenly flew into the sky, and Broly, whose eyes were already red, did not hesitate to chase after Lin Chen while he kept throwing energy balls at Lin Chen. What are they doing? Below, Goku and the others watched in bewilderment as the two flew higher and higher, almost rushing out of the atmosphere of the new planet Vegeta. But soon, they didn't have time to care about it. Because the huge comet entered their eyes. Crap! It's the comet! Uncle Piccolo, where's your spaceship? Over there. Hurry over there. Vegeta. Stop dawdling. As Goku and the others were fleeing towards the spaceship, Lin Chen and Broly finally rushed out of the atmosphere. Yellow-green energy shields appeared around the two of them at the same time, and then they continued to chase each other. Along with Broly, Lin Chen almost flew over to the front of the comet and stopped. Ha! Broly once again condensed an energy ball in his palm and threw it towards Lin Chen. The energy ball was not as big as a fist at first, but when it flew halfway, it suddenly became extremely huge. The huge energy ball directly struck Lin Chen's body. But at this moment, Broly discovered that Lin Chen, who was engulfed by the energy ball, suddenly swayed and disappeared from his place. This Lin Chen turned out to be just an afterimage. Afterimage fist. The next moment, Lin Chen suddenly appeared behind Broly and hugged him tightly. Ah! All the power in Lin Chen's body burst out with a bang as he tightly grabbed Broly, then brought him as he slammed into the comet. Legendary Super Saiyans, unless there is an overwhelming power gap, are almost invincible. The only way Lin Chen can think of to defeat Broly is to use the comet. Even Broly, when faced with a comet that can easily destroy a planet, would find it impossible to survive. However, when Lin Chen was speeding towards the comet while hugging Broly. Even though Broly had lost his rationality, he could feel danger under the enormous pressure of the comet. Broly started hitting Lin Chen's back with his fists, trying to break free from Lin Chen's hands. Bang, bang, bang. Let go. Let go of me. Perhaps feeling that his life was in danger, Broly suddenly regained his senses and shouted. At the same time, he condensed 2 energy balls in both of his hands and pressed them down on Lin Chen's back. Rumble. Lin Chen's ki was being entirely used to suppress Broly, and there was no extra ki to create an energy shield, so he could only grit his teeth to receive these 2 blows. Fortunately, his body, after transforming into legendary Super Saiyan, was as indestructible as Broly. But this was just the beginning. Next, Broly went crazy and poured a dense rain of energy bullets on Lin Chen's back. The sound of explosions was like raindrops pitter-patter, and even Lin Chen in legendary Super Saiyan state, started to feel a little dizzy. But Lin Chen didn't let go. He still used all his strength and continued to fly towards the comet with Broly. Above the 2 people, the huge comet was already very close at hand, and as far as one could see, they could see the white air mass of the comet. Let go. We will both die otherwise. No, only you will die, and I want. Instant transmission. Lin Chen suddenly teleported and arrived on the surface of the new planet Vegeta, stepping on a disintegrating rock. He raised his head with difficulty and looked towards the sky. Without Lin Chen, Broly could finally stop, but at this time, the comet was already close to him. And there wasn't enough time to escape. Broly again fell into madness, he stretched out his arms and roared, his entire body exuding a powerful aura. It turned out that he wanted to stop the comet by himself. Boom! When Broly's body collided with the comet, for a moment, the comet seemed to stop. But unfortunately, in the next instant, the huge comet completely engulfed Broly. Together with his aura, he also disappeared. Ding! Congratulations host for completing the choice, defeat Broly by yourself. Reward, power level plus 5 million. Ding! Congratulations host for completing the choice, liberate the south area controlled by the legendary Super Saiyan. Reward, legendary Super Saiyan 2 form experience card. Do you want to use the experience card immediately? No. What a joke, the new planet Vegeta is going to be destroyed. How can I have the time to use the experience card? With Broly's death, the new planet Vegeta was also heading towards its end. Returning to normal state, Lin Chen glanced around and locked on to Goku and the others' position. Lin Chen immediately flew towards their spaceship, and when he was near them, he again used instant transmission and jumped into the spaceship. Hi, I'm back. Inside the spaceship, Lin Chen smiled and greeted Goku and the others, then plopped down in the spaceship, gasping for breath. Host, Lin Chen. Power level, 6.6 million. Bloodline, legendary Super Saiyan bloodline. Skills, instant transmission, beginner martial arts talent, beginner unlock potential technique, perfect key control. Techniques, planet destroying ball, death beam, killer ball, Kamehameha, afterimage fist, instant Kamehameha. This confrontation with Broly was the closest to death he had been ever since he transmigrated. But the gains were equally astonishing. Not to mention the experience card of legendary Super Saiyan 2 form, which is almost a myth. Lin Chen's power level had also increased by several times. Now, his maximum power level has reached 330 million, which is a qualitative leap compared to the past. It's like getting rich overnight. Sure enough, it was worth choosing the hardest challenge and risking death. But Lin Chen only rejoiced for a while and calmed down. 330 million, it may look to be invincible, but he remembers that the power level amplification of the Super Saiyan 2 form is only twice that of the Super Saiyan 1 form. And in this world, there are many enemies whose strength rivals a Super Saiyan 2. And there is no need to mention Beerus, whose power level is at the top, and who is above many gods. The current him is far from being invincible. He still has a long way to go in the future. Mr. Lin Chen, are you really leaving? Trunks' voice pulled Lin Chen back to reality. At this time, everyone was on their way back to Earth. Goku and others already knew that Lin Chen was planning to leave. Yes, although our interaction time has been very short, my goal has been achieved, and it is time to leave. Piccolo glanced at Lin Chen. He had already learned from Gohan that Lin Chen is a Saiyan from a parallel universe. He suddenly said, "The reason you came to our world, it was for Broly, right?" The current Piccolo has already merged with Kami and possesses Kami's wisdom. Lin Chen's little thoughts were naturally impossible to hide from him. Yes. Goku asked, "Mr. Lin Chen, can you tell us about your world?" Of course. Lin Chen replied with a smile, and then explained the situation in the other world. When he heard that in Lin Chen's world, Saiyans not only did not perish, but also defeated Frieza and started a new journey, Vegeta's face flushed with excitement. After he finished telling the story of his world, Lin Chen realized that it was time to go back. He stood up and said goodbye to Goku and the others. But at this moment, Vegeta suddenly shouted, "Wait! Who are you really? You can transform into legendary Super Saiyan. On Planet Vegeta in that world, you must be no ordinary person." Lin Chen turned around and smiled at Vegeta. "Vegeta, in my world, I am the king of Saiyans." After saying that, Lin Chen performed instant transmission and left the spaceship before returning to the first stop where he arrived in this world. "System, open the spacetime door and let me return home." The way to return to the original spacetime was as simple as the system previously mentioned. When Lin Chen gave the order, a burst of energy shot out of his body and struck the dark space. The next moment, the spacetime door that had sent Lin Chen over opened. From the spacetime door, Lin Chen could sense a familiar feeling. How to say? It is the smell of home. So, Lin Chen didn't hesitate and dived in. Immediately, he entered a colorful and strange spacetime. Lin Chen, who had already experienced it once, naturally knew that this world is an inexplicable space outside of spacetime. From his last experience, it shouldn't be long before he leaves this space and returns to real spacetime. But the strange thing is that this time, Lin Chen stayed in this space for a long time. Gradually, Lin Chen began to feel that something was wrong. "System, what's going on? Why am I not out yet?" But what was suspicious that System did not answer immediately, instead it took a while before a response came. "Ding, the spacetime anchor has disappeared, and the spacetime door is being forcibly opened for the host." "Wait, the time-space anchor has disappeared? What does that mean?" Lin Chen suddenly had a bad feeling. But before he could react, a spacetime door suddenly opened in front of Lin Chen and the next moment, Lin Chen was sucked into the spacetime door and returned to the real world. Returning back to the time when Lin Chen had just passed through the spacetime door. Not long after he left, two figures suddenly appeared in this space. These two people, one was tall and one was short, but it seems that the short one was the leader. "Supreme Kaisama, the spacetime Dantali is here. It's really strange, why would it appear here? It may be due to the influence of the black hole. Kibito, don't waste time, get ready. Otherwise, if something passes through the spacetime door, it will be bad if it disrupts the order of time." Yes. The two figures immediately raised their palms and aimed at the spacetime tray the spacetime door previously appeared. Immediately afterwards, an indescribable power was exerted on this space. Don't know how much time has passed since the two figures had disappeared. At this time, in the space that had returned to calm, a blood-red spacetime door opened again. Lin Chen rushed out from behind the door and returned to the real space. And just as Lin Chen came out, the spacetime door instantly disappeared. Lin Chen turned around and stared at the nothingness around him, confirming that this is indeed the place near the black hole where he first opened the spacetime door. But what had happened just now? "System. I need an explanation." Ding. Replying back to the host, after inspection, I've found that the space-time anchor has been destabilized, causing the host's return time to be different from the original time. Speak clearly. Ding. Replying back to the host, 6 years have passed in the present world. What? 6 years. He had clearly only stayed in another world for a few days. How could hadn't he expected 6 years to pass in his original world? System, are you trying to fool me? Why did this happen? Space-time. Don't tell me this, explain it to me in human speech. Ding. The system suspects that an external force interfered with the space-time door opened by the host. After the host left, the coordinates left by the space-time door were erased, causing the host to be unable to find the coordinates of where you left off when you returned. Erased? Who could it be? Lin Chen thought about it for a while, and decided to go to Planet Vegeta to take a look first. In the blink of an eye, he had been gone for 6 years. He didn't know if something unexpected had happened on Planet Vegeta. The next moment, Lin Chen appeared in the sky on Planet Vegeta. When he appeared on Planet Vegeta, he saw a busy and peaceful scene on the planet, which was very different from 6 years ago. On the planet, he could see many spaceships entering and leaving the planet from time to time. He used his ki to check and could sense that besides Saiyans, there were many auras of aliens on Planet Vegeta. Just as Lin Chen began to descend towards the surface of the planet, not far away, a siren sounded. Several spaceships with flashing warning lights approached, and a few Saiyans and aliens flew out of the spaceships with an alert look and surrounded Lin Chen. This is Planet Vegeta, stranger of unknown origin, immediately declare your purpose for coming. A Saiyan with a scouter on his head shouted at Lin Chen. There was a cold sweat dripping down his face, because in his scouter reading, the power level of this unknown guy in front of him was more than 500,000. This is already the strength of the elite warriors on Planet Vegeta, except for the high level led by Queen Hanasia. They are defense squad members, who only have power level in several 10,000. I wonder if we can persist until elite warriors arrive. Wait, this person looks a little familiar, where have I seen him before? Who could it be? Lin Chen looked at them with a guarded look and thought to himself, during the 6 years I've been away, could it be that many enemies from outside have come to Planet Vegeta? Otherwise, these people wouldn't look like they were facing a powerful enemy, would they? But what's with these aliens? Sigh, in 6 years, a lot has really changed. Thinking of this, Lin Chen continued to descend. Seeing their warning being ignored, a young Saiyan, who looked no more than 10 years old, might have gotten nervous and shot an energy wave at Lin Chen. Idiot! Everyone pay attention, immediately prepare to fight. Seeing that someone from their side actually fired the first shot, the Saiyan, who was leading the team, knew that the situation couldn't be reversed, so he immediately issued an order to prepare for the fight. But at this moment, the people at the scene saw the energy wave shot by the Saiyan hit Lin Chen's body, and then it disappeared. And Lin Chen continued to descend as if nothing happened. What? What's Dante G on? Everyone looked at the young Saiyan and saw that the latter was also puzzled. I used all my strength just now. Don't worry about it so much, immediately notify the defense squad in headquarters that someone has forced their way into Planet Vegeta. Soon, above the ground, dozens of Saiyans rose up into the air before flying towards Lin Chen. This time, there were even more tyrannical auras. Is that Paragus? Sensing a familiar aura among them, Lin Chen smiled. Sure enough, he saw Paragus flying over with a group of young Saiyans after a while. However, when he saw Lin Chen's face, Paragus suddenly froze in place before shouting excitedly. Ah! It's His Majesty! His Majesty Lynx is back! Paragus shouted excitedly, and turned on the communicator at the same time and used his authority to shout on the public channel, everyone, His Majesty Lynx is back! At this moment, the entire Planet Vegeta seemed to have become silent. Immediately afterwards, a golden aura rose from the palace and rapidly flew towards Lin Chen. Your Majesty Lynx. Kamehameha, who had transformed into Super Saiyan, slammed into Lin Chen's arms, greedily inhaling his scent. Seeing Kamehameha's actions, how else can the other Saiyan not understand what's going on? What's more, those who didn't recognize Lin Chen were just the younger generation of Saiyans. Most of the Saiyans naturally still remembered Lin Chen. After confirming that the person in the sky was the king who had left for 6 years, all the Saiyans simultaneously knelt on the ground and bowed in Lin Chen's direction. Hey, what's going on with you all? Who is that person? What are you all doing? The aliens on the ground looked puzzled as their Saiyan companions stopped what they were doing and knelt down on one knee in respect. Shut up. That's our Saiyan's king, His Majesty Lynx. What? Lynx? He is Lynx. The aliens exclaimed in surprise. The fame of Lynx, the king of Saiyan, is well known throughout the universe. Even those who haven't seen him have heard the story of Lynx personally killing the Emperor Frieza on planet Tu, who has run wild in the universe. It was only later they heard that Lynx, the king of Saiyan, had gone out for a long trip and had not come back for several years. They didn't expect him to come back today. Your Majesty Lynx. Another figure quickly rose from the capital of Planet Vegeta and flew towards Lin Chen. It was King Vegeta. Lin Chen had appointed 4 chiefs to look after the Saiyan kingdom, and only Bardock hasn't appeared for the time being. Watching the entire planet come to a standstill because of him, Lin Chen smiled and said, Lynx, I've returned. Everyone can withdraw. Yes. Saiyans on the entire planet answered almost at the same time. Moments later, order on the planet was back to normal again. Only those Saiyans who had surrounded Lin Chen just now were still standing dumbfoundedly, not daring to move. Lin Chen glanced at them and waved his hand. You all can go back. It's been 6 years, it's normal that you don't recognize me anymore. Hearing this, they retreated in a hurry as if they had been granted amnesty. While Lin Chen brought King Vegeta and others to the surface. The closer he got to Planet Vegeta, the more Lin Chen noticed the differences on the planet. In the past 6 years, there have been many buildings built on the planet, especially the urban area of the capital, which is even more lively. There are endless spaceships entering and leaving, and it even gives a feeling as if it's some trading planet in the universe. In a huge square in the center of the city, there was a giant statue 100 meters high standing tall. Lin Chen looked at it and smiled. Because the statue was his where he had transformed into Super Saiyan form. No wonder those Saiyans didn't recognize him just now. For the past 6 years, they have seen Lin Chen transformed into Super Saiyan every day, and naturally they have forgotten his original appearance. Entering the palace, Lin Chen returned to his throne which he hadn't seen in ages, and Kamehameha sat down directly on Lin Chen's lap without any hesitation. Greetings, King Lynx. Under the throne, besides King Vegeta and others, some Saiyans also arrived in the palace and saluted Lin Chen, and among them were 2 alien races that were not Saiyans. King Vegeta explained that these people were all key personnel in charge of various affairs on Planet Vegeta. From the 2 aliens, one is the ambassador of Galactic Patrol staying on Planet Vegeta, and the other is the representative of the Galactic Trade Federation. Hearing this, Lin Chen suddenly asked curiously, what has happened in these 6 years? It looks like you guys have been doing well. King Vegeta explained immediately. In fact, although Lin Chen had left for 6 years, these 6 years were not long for Saiyans. In the past, when Saiyans were still working for Frieza, there were often missions that required them to be away for several years. Like those children who were exiled to weak planets because of their low power level, it often took them 6 or 7 years to complete their missions. Therefore, in the 6 years that Lin Chen was away, everything on Planet Vegeta was on right track and nothing went wrong. After he left, King Vegeta and the others followed Lin Chen's instructions to develop and build Planet Vegeta. In terms of military force, Planet Vegeta continued to cooperate with the Galactic Patrol Organization. While completing the missions they issued, they organized an army, led by Queen Hanasia and Bardock, and beginning from Planet Vegeta, attacked the territories that originally belonged to Frieza to free the planets occupied by him. In 6 years, 70% of Frieza's territories has been liberated, and countless indigenous people have regained their freedom. During this period, Saiyans' reputation gradually changed. When the Saiyans first started carrying out missions for galactic patrol, some small and weak races thought that they were demons who had come to invade and were in panic. When some planets ruled by Frieza were liberated, some thought their ruler has just been changed. But after trembling in fear for a while, the expected thing did not happen, and these races discovered that the current Saiyans were completely different from the rumors. After Saiyans' good reputation gradually spread, some weak races even took the initiative to contact Planet Vegeta and established an employment relationship where they hired Saiyans to protect their planets. And they were also contacted for other similar collaborations. Due to collaboration, it was natural to have someone stationed on the planet for daily contact and communication with Saiyans. This has also led to more aliens coming to Planet Vegeta. In addition to military force, a cooperation that Lin Chen reached on Earth also allowed Saiyans forces to be inserted into the Galactic Trade Federation. The Hoi Poi capsule from Dr. Brief unexpectedly became a bestseller in the universe. In the beginning, Saiyans on Planet Vegeta had no intention of offering Hoi Poi capsules as a trading product. All the Hoi Poi capsules from Earth were mostly brought back by Hanasia when she went to Earth for amusement. Due to an accident, the aliens on Planet Vegeta caught sight of the Hoi Poi capsules. From then on, the Hoi Poi capsules were rapidly sought after by other civilizations. Paragus, as an advisor, played a key role here. After he discovered the business opportunity, he immediately had Hanasia reach a sales agreement with Brief. As the representative of Hoi Poi capsule, he sold Hoi Poi capsules on Planet Vegeta. Saiyans naturally don't care too much about money, but food is the only thing Saiyans can't refuse. Saiyans' appetite is very big. The output of Planet Vegeta alone could only keep Saiyans on the planet in a state of not being hungry. If they want to eat to their fill, they would have to procure large quantities of it from outside the planet. Before, most of Galactic Patrol's reward was replaced by food. But the furor of the Hoi Poi capsule gave Saiyans an additional source of funding. With the popularity of the Hoi Poi capsule, food from all over the universe was transported to Planet Vegeta and became Saiyans' meal, and with abundant food, it even affected Saiyans' birth rate. Ever since the Hoi Poi capsules were used to create wealth, Saiyans' birth rate has become 10% higher than before. Hearing this news, Lin Chen couldn't help but applaud Paragus. Despite him being a Saiyan, he was able to figure out a way to do business. Although letting Saiyans do business sounds a bit outrageous, Lin Chen has to reward him just for the fact that he has increased the Saiyans' birth rate. You know, Saiyans of this world, even without Frieza's intervention, were already on the verge of extinction. After all, the population of the entire Saiyan planet was less than 10,000 people, which is a precarious thing for a race. And even though Lin Chen later liberated Saiyans from Frieza's hands and closed Planet Vegeta to the outside world for 5 years, it still remains unresolved. Because there is not sufficient food, there are not many new Saiyan being born. But now, thanks to Paragus' solution, this is finally showing signs of improvement. According to Paragus' report, the current Saiyans population has exceeded 10,000. A newborn baby has been born in almost every Saiyan family, and even King Vegeta, the old tree, has blossomed and gave birth to another boy. King Vegeta, not bad. Your Majesty, please don't joke. King Vegeta blushed. Hanasia hugged Lin Chen and whispered in his ear, Your Majesty, when will we have our own child? Lin Chen coughed and quickly changed the subject, King Vegeta, how is Saiyan's strength now? King Vegeta said, Your Majesty, after these 5 years, Saiyan warriors with power level over 10,000 have exceeded 2,000, and with power level over 100,000, there are 300 who have broken through, and those with a power level of over 500,000, besides us, there are 3 more people. Speaking of what Saiyans had achieved in the past 6 years, King Vegeta was very excited. Saiyans had never been so strong before in his lifetime. Not to mention besides them, there are 2 Super Saiyans in charge, Lin Chen and Han-Asia. All this is worth making every Saiyan proud. Lin Chen was quite satisfied with Saiyan's improvement in strength. He nodded and asked, "By the way, King Vegeta, how about you all? Besides Han-Asia, has anyone become a Super Saiyan?" Hearing Lin Chen mention them, King Vegeta's expression immediately changed and he and Paragus looked at each other. Both of them fell down on one knee with a look of guilt. "I'm sorry, Your Majesty, we wasted your Tree of Might's fruit. In the past 6 years, there has been no new Super Saiyan among the Saiyans except Queen Han-Asia. Even our power level may not have improved much in a long time." "Oh." Lin Chen immediately turned on his scouter when he heard this and glanced at the 2 of them. Sure enough, King Vegeta's power level was only 690,000, while Paragus at least had 600,000, which is hardly a big improvement compared to 6 years ago. As for Han-Asia in Lin Chen's arms, even though she can transform into Super Saiyan, her normal state's power level was only 640,000, which is not even as good as King Vegeta. "Where's Bardock?" Lin Chen asked. "Bardock has been fighting outside. His power level has increased more than ours, but it's only 730,000. We're very sorry, Your Majesty, we seem to have reached our limits." "Limits?" Lin Chen smiled. It is true that King Vegeta and others, in terms of aptitude, are not as good as the future generation of Vegeta and others. Even if they are using the latest training methods, they have almost exhausted their potential. But have they reached their limit? Lin Chen doesn't think so. Putting Han-Asia on the ground, Lin Chen stood up and walked over to King Vegeta and Paragus. "You 2 have done well in the 6 years when I've been away. As a reward, let me improve your potential." "What?" Seeing Lin Chen put his hand on his head, King Vegeta felt a little embarrassed. "Your Majesty, what are you doing?" "I am going to awaken your latent power." "Latent power? Is there really such power? I feel like I've already reached my limits." As soon as King Vegeta finished speaking, the aura on his body suddenly erupted out uncontrollably, even causing the others around him to stare at him in shock. "Power! Power! My strength has suddenly increased!" King Vegeta exclaimed excitedly, and immediately turned on the scouter to inspect himself. "Unbelievable! My power level has actually increased by 100,000. Your Majesty, what did you do just now?" "I've just awakened your latent power. Not only your latent power, but also your limit should have been raised. If you train well, you should have a possibility to improve in the future." Lin Chen explained. "Yes. Thank you, Your Majesty." Immediately afterwards, Lin Chen used the unlock potential technique on Paragus and Han-Asia in succession, which also greatly increased their power level. Especially Han-Asia, her power level increased to 900,000 at once. "So amazing! Your Majesty, how on earth did you do it? I won't explain too much on how I did it. In short, this is the reward I gave the 3 of you for these 6 years. King Vegeta." Lin Chen said. "Here." King Vegeta responded. "Notify everyone, in the future, as long as someone performs meritorious deeds during a mission, they can get my reward for awakening potential. Your subordinate understands." King Vegeta replied excitedly, and the eyes of the Saiyan officers present at the scene also turned red. After rewarding the 3 of them, Lin Chen listened to what has happened in the past 6 years, then dismissed the group and returned to the palace to rest. In his own bedroom, Lin Chen hugged Han-Asia, satisfying the emptiness she had been missing for 6 years. After some passionate time, Han-Asia lay on Lin Chen's chest and listened as Lin Chen recounted the story of his disappearance for the past 6 years. When she learned that Lin Chen had gone to another world, Han-Asia suddenly exclaimed. "Another world? No wonder we haven't heard any news from you in the past 6 years. So, you were in another world. There are only a few Saiyans left in that world. Legendary Super Saiyan. I thought we could only transform into Super Saiyan. So we're not the Super Saiyan mentioned in the legend? While listening to Lin Chen talk, Hanasia sighed. Kakarot, huh? Isn't that Bardock's son? I remember when he was born, his power level was only 2, right? I didn't expect him to transform into Super Saiyan 2. However, when he heard her muse about a person of that world, Lin Chen suddenly became stunned. Lin Chen suddenly sat up and asked, Kakarot, oh no, I almost forgot. Your Majesty. What did you forget? Hannah, what's month on Earth right now? Lin Chen rolled over and got out of bed, and asked while dressing up. What month? It seems to be September. Your Majesty, are you going out? Hanasia asked. Sorry, Hannah, I'm going to make a trip to Earth. Earth? Your Majesty, are you going to look for tights? No, I'm going to meet Kakarot. Lin Chen replied. Bardock's son. Why? Because a legend is about to begin. Lin Chen turned around and said with a smile. Age 749, September is the time when Kakarot, named Goku in the original work, first embarked on a journey to find the 7 Dragon Balls. Age 749, September 1st. Earth, Mount Paozu. This is a secluded region surrounded by towering mountains, and it is located in a remote area which is rarely visited by people. On this day, however, the rumble of a vehicle sounded in the mountains. An off-road vehicle was rushing at high speed in the mountains. A young girl was sitting in the driver's seat, driving the car while at the same time, also looking at the Dragon Ball radar in her hand. There is a 4-star beat ahead. Ha, Turtle Hermit is really useless. He doesn't even know the flight technique. If I could fly in the sky, I wouldn't be so tired. I have only collected 2 of them so far. The girl grumbled, but she immediately began to fantasize in her heart. If I summon Shenron, what wish should I make? Should I ask about Brother Lin Chen's whereabouts? No, Tite said that Brother Lin Chen is only gone to a faraway place and will definitely come back one day. I can't waste the wish on this matter. I should still make the wish to have Brother Lin Chen fall in love with me. This is it. This young girl is none other than Bulma, who has already grown up. In a blink of an eye, 6 years have passed, and little Loli has become a young girl. Like in the original work, Bulma in this world has also embarked on a journey to find the Dragon Balls. In fact, Bulma's desire to gather the Dragon Balls has existed since many years ago. Since learning that there is a magical thing like Dragon Balls in the world, Bulma has been fantasizing about getting Lin Chen's love by collecting Dragon Balls. So, Bulma collected the stories about Dragon Balls from everywhere, plus overhearing Lin Chen and others' conversation in the past, she has learned that by collecting 7 Dragon Balls, Shenron can be summoned to fulfill her wish. For this reason, Bulma once also had the idea to swindle away Turtle Hermit's Dragon Ball to conduct research, so as to create a device that can search for Dragon Balls. However, just before Bulma was ready to act, Turtle Hermit's Dragon Ball unexpectedly disappeared. Without the Dragon Ball, Bulma naturally couldn't research the Dragon Ball radar. It was not until one day 6 years later that Bulma accidentally found a Dragon Ball in the warehouse of her home. She then finally made the Dragon Ball radar and embarked on the journey to find the Dragon Balls. Just when Bulma was musing, a big fish suddenly appeared on the mountain road in front of the car. How can there be fish on the mountain road? Before Bulma could react, she saw that it was a teenager walking with a big fish on his back. Ah! It's too late. Seeing that the car was about to hit him, Bulma hurriedly slammed on the brakes. With great difficulty, the car stopped just before hitting the teenager. It's just that it had caused the teenager to become frightened. He jumped up and took out a stick from behind. You monster, are you here to grab my food? Look how powerful I am. Goku was about to smash the car, but at this moment, Bulma suddenly jumped out of the car. Hey! You dumb idiot, this is my car. What are you doing? What? There is also a monster hidden in the monster's stomach. This is the first time that Bulma was called a monster. Her cheeks bulged. Damn brat, how dare you call me a monster? Dante took out the scouter, glanced at the teenager, and immediately became happy. Ha! Your power level is merely 10. See if I don't teach you a lesson. The current Bulma has trained under Turtle Hermit for several years. Although Bulma's talent in martial arts is average, she has after all been taught by a famous expert and already has strength far beyond ordinary people. Her power level has reached 20. Throwing the scouter back into the bag, Bulma dropped her backpack and rushed towards the boy before punching him. Come if you want to fight. I'll accompany you to the end. Seeing this, the boy raised his stick and faced Bulma. However, bang, bang, bang. Moments later, the boy was beaten up by Bulma and was lying on the ground with his butt sticking out. Ouch, this monster is so powerful. Grandpa, I'm sorry, I lost. Seeing that the boy had no strength to fight back, Bulma clapped her hands and prepared to leave with a satisfied look. But at this moment, she suddenly noticed something that looked like a monkey tail on the boy's back. Huh? You have a tail. Are you Saiyan? Saiyan. The boy sat up with difficulty. I'm not Saiyan, I'm Goku. Idiot. I didn't say your name. I meant your race. Race? What is race? Can I eat it? Bulma rolled her eyes. I'm asking you, is your tail real? Of course it is. Goku raised his butt and shook his tail in front of Bulma. Upon seeing this, Bulma has confirmed that the child in front of her is actually a Saiyan, just like Lin Chen. Although she didn't understand why a Saiyan child had appeared here, Bulma suddenly became kinder to Goku. Since you're a Saiyan, I'll forgive you. Next time you see a girl, remember to be polite. Ah. You are a girl? Yes. Are girls really so powerful? Bulma froze for a moment, thinking for a moment and said, I'm special. After saying that, Bulma got into the car and continued to travel in the direction of the Dragon Ball. Goku watched Bulma leave, his eyes blinking and said a little excitedly, that girl was really powerful. Grandpa was right, there are indeed many experts in this world. After excitement, Goku froze as he saw where the car was going, and jumped over and said, hey, why does she seem to be heading in the direction of my house? Goku chased after her in confusion, and when he got back to his house, he happened to see Bulma happily walking out with his grandfather's 4-star bead. Great! Now I have 3 Dragon Balls. Stop! That's my grandfather's heirloom. No one is allowed to touch it. Goku anxiously tried to snatch back the Dragon Ball. But currently, his power level was only half of Bulma's, so he was easily taken down again. It's just that Goku was still unrelenting. Seeing this, Bulma had no choice but to say, fine, I'll let you take a look. Saying that, Bulma took out her 2 Dragon Balls. When Goku saw the 2 Dragon Balls in Bulma's hands, his eyes widened. Huh? Why are there 2 more? Strange. Goku was stunned for a while. This is a Dragon Ball. Bulma smiled and said, when you gather 7 Dragon Balls, you can summon Shenron. And Shenron can fulfill 1 wish. Is that so? Goku nodded, not quite understanding. So, how about giving the 4-star ball in your hand to sister, I won't let you suffer a loss. Bulma smiled. No. This is something that Grandpa left behind, I can't give it to you. Goku shook his head and refused. Ugh, Buten put her hands on her hips and frowned. Although I really want to snatch it directly, since you are a Saiyan, how about this, I don't want your Dragon Ball, I just need you to lend it to me when I summon Shenron, and you can keep it with you at other times. How about that? You mean, you will bring me to the outside world with you? Yes. In the outside world, are there many people as strong as you? Little Goku asked curiously. There are too many people stronger than me. Really? Goku's eyes suddenly lit up. Okay, but I'll only let you borrow it once. Return it to me when you're done using it. Okay. Bulma looked as if her scheme had succeeded. Besides swindling Goku's 4-star ball, Bulma also brought Goku along as a helper. Although not her match, Bulma felt that as a Saiyan, little Goku is much more powerful than ordinary humans, so he was suitable as her bodyguard. Along the way, Bulma encountered many dangers. Although the current her can easily deal with these dangers, fighting is not good for girls' skin. With the little Goku, I can save myself a lot of trouble. Just like that, although it was slightly different from the original story, Bulma and Goku still embarked on a journey to find the Dragon Balls. The story after that was just like the original work. Goku and Bulma set out on a journey to collect the 7 Dragon Balls. The only difference from the original work was that because of Lin Chen's appearance, the current Bulma is no longer a weak girl, but a martial arts expert even stronger than Goku. After leaving Mount Paozu, they were then attacked by a pterodactyl. The pterodactyl wanted to catch Bulma and eat her, but when it attacked, it was caught by Bulma and easily dealt with a single blow. On the contrary, Goku was scolded by Bulma, blaming him for not fulfilling his duty of a bodyguard and allowing her to be attacked. Bulma, you are clearly more terrifying than that pterodactyl. Why do you want me to protect you? What did you say? I'm a weak woman. Bulma yelled. Goku could only shrug at this. Next, they encountered bandits and robbers, and Goku finally played his role and dealt with the troublesome guys for her.